The Packers won on Sunday, but they need to find consistency on both sides of the ball. How are they going to do it? Hear from the players in the locker room after the game.
You are Locked On Packers, your daily Green Bay Packers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Packers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Peter Bukowski, and I cover the Packers for The Leap, a newsletter I would love for you to subscribe to. Follow me on Twitter, Peter_Bukowski. Follow the podcast on Twitter, Locked On Packers. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to the podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you find podcasts, you will find Locked On Packers, the number one Packers podcast on the internet. And the show for fans who know what happened, they want to know why and how. Thanks to everyone who makes Locked On Packers their first listen every day. We hope you like starting your day with us as much as we like starting our day with you. Today's episode brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first ticket purchase. What time is it? Game Time. The Green Bay Packers offense has to get better. They currently sit 15th in estimated points added per play. You've heard me call that EPA per play. But they're 29th in success rate right now. They are not consistent down to down and play to play. They happen to lead the league in explosive plays on offense. I said on Sunday after the game that will always be in the DNA of Jordan Love, to hunt explosives, to try and make every play. Matt LaFleur wants to be aggressive, calling plays and designing these shot play concepts to generate explosive plays. Is this version of the offense the next iteration of the all gas, no break mentality? I asked LaFleur after the game.
You've been creating splash plays, offense and defense. As a head coach, I'm sure you're like, hey, we'd love to execute better down to down, but are you kind of okay being aggressive and inviting a little bit of that variance if you can create the explosives on both sides?
Yeah, I think explosive plays lead to points. I mean, that's a fact. The stats are pretty staggering when you talk about explosion plays and your ability to score, or if you don't give them up, your ability to stop people. So that's something that we're always hunting, but it's just the consistency, I would say, down in and down out. I was talking to Jordan about this in the locker room, just in terms of, I feel like I'm losing my voice right now. It seems like we're a little bit feast or famine offensively, in terms of we either get the big plays and we go score, or there's no big plays and we're punting. So we do have to get a little bit more consistency, I would say, just making sure we're getting positive plays, staying ahead of the sticks, trying to stay out of the third downs as best we can.
But there is a fine line to walk here. Love has a unique ability to make plays outside structure, to turn an otherwise bad play into something good. That sometimes comes with risk, even outsized risk, like we saw when Jordan did his best Will Levis impersonation. LaFleur said he doesn't want to try and neuter Love's playmaking instincts, to try and get him to play a way where he's not comfortable taking chances with the ball. Still, Love's turnover-worthy play rate is well up this year through 3 games. A small sample size to be sure, but still something the coach wants his quarterback to be aware of.
Matt, Pete asked Jordan Love about the interceptions. This was something you talked about early last season, empowering Jordan to be a playmaker while also making sure he's being as smart as he can be with the football. How do you walk that line with him, because you don't want to take away that playmaking attribute from him?
Yeah, that's a quarterback's number one job. He understands that and he's conscious of it. And I think sometimes, just like a great example was that throw that he made to Jaden Reed, where we're not necessarily encouraging that one, but he also has a lot of faith and confidence in the guys around him. And, I think just to speak of that confidence, I mean, that last play call where we tried to run a double move on the outside to Wicks, and, he just has the belief that his guys are going to go make the play for him.
Jordan Love, for his part, understands the assignment.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you just got to be smart with the ball. You look at last week and we're down, we're trying to make plays. So you're trying to force the ball and things like that. But it just comes down to being smart with the ball, and I got to do a better job with that.
Jordan.
One way the Packers and all of the teams on the Shanahan tree try and make life easier on the quarterback is through play action. Slow the defensive front down by having to play run on the way to the QB and invite the linebackers to take the cheese, move up out of position, and create space behind them to throw the ball. Green Bay demolished teams last year on play action from under center, even though the run game wasn't particularly consistent without Aaron Jones on the field. Running a shotgun-heavy offense makes play action difficult, eliminating the under center base runs that set up some of the staple run fake concepts in this offense. It made sense to play so much from the gun with Malik Willis. That's where he's used to playing. What Matt LaFleur and this offense were able to do on short notice and get all those unique run looks in was nothing short of incredible. Against a defense like the Rams played, I expected to see more of the under center run game and play action game come back. But it was nearly gone once again from this offense. So I asked Jordan Love if that was his injury or the next evolution of who they want to be.
Just the use of under center play action, like you guys were a lot of gun. We're used to seeing you work a little bit more under center with the run game and in the play action.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think last week was a little bit more dealing with the knee coming back, being under center, not as much. But I think, like you said, that's a huge part of our offense, and it's all game plan and basing, marrying our plays up off each other and some of the looks. So, there's definitely a lot more plays we have out there that we didn't dial up today. But that's under center play action is a huge part of our offense, and we'll keep getting back to that and keep getting that rolling.
What was it like trying to work in some of the plays that they were running while you were out, some of the more exotic runs that maybe you guys didn't run as much that now you guys can incorporate here, that now all of a sudden you've got to rep these in practice?
Yeah, all those plays are something that's always a part of our offense, stuff that we rep during training camp, and we have such a big offense and a playbook that each week it's so different, and it's all schemed up for what the defense might be doing. So obviously, like you said, we're running the ball very well, and incorporating some new schemes and emotions and different things like that. I think we've definitely done a good job of keeping that rolling, and building plays off of plays and things like that. Credit to Matt and Steno, they do a good job of that.
When we come back, two players who can help, not just Jordan Love, but this offense be more consistent, down to down, play to play. Today's episode brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. NFL fans, get a big return this NFL season on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same place where you place your bets. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. You could place that $5 bet on, say, the Packers, who are giving 5 points at home to the Arizona Cardinals. Interesting. Not quite a touchdown, but a little more than a field goal. Where do you stand on that? If you have a lean and you haven't joined FanDuel yet, first of all, what are you waiting for? But go get your $200 in bonus bets. Go to FanDuel.com to get started. Today's episode also brought to you by our friends at Hillsdale College. Time is our most precious commodity, so don't waste it scrolling through the same mind-numbing content for hours and hours. Please don't do that. How can you spend it wisely to improve yourself? Well, you could do something like study history, study economics, the great works of literature. Did you study these things in school? Maybe some of them, but maybe it's time for a refresher. Our sponsor, Hillsdale College, is offering more than 40 free, that's right, free online courses, including things like the Constitution 101, the meaning and history of the Constitution, or the Introduction to Free Market Economics. That sounds like a good one. A lot of us need to understand the way some of this works a little bit better, something that they don't often teach. Money, that stuff in school. Hillsdale is here. All of Hillsdale courses are self-placed and self-paced so that you can start whenever and tune in wherever. Plus, you can go deeper with reading, quizzes, discussions, or just enjoy the lectures. Right now, go to hillsdale.edu/lockedon to enroll. There's no cost, and it's easy to get started. That's hillsdale.edu/lockedon to register. Hillsdale, HILLSDALE.edu/lockedon. Tucker Kraft announced his ascension into the ranks of the best tight ends in the league this season. His production over the last 2 games has been matched by just 2 players this century, Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. He has the fastest mile-per-hour speed of any tight end this season while leading the league in yards after catch. Not for a tight end, the league. And yards after catch above expected. Color Jordan Love impressed.
What have you seen from Tucker Kraft, his growth? I mean, he's become a crucial playmaker for this offense.
Yeah, I mean, Tuck is a dog, every time he touches the ball, he has that mindset that he's trying to score, and he's not going to go down lightly. He's going to run people over and stay up. But, he does really good things when he has the ball in his hands, so I definitely keep trying to find ways to get him the ball. But he's a dog, and he had a big-time performance today.
2 more. Jordan,
The loss of under center play action, though, loses some of those slide routes that are easy completions and give Kraft a chance to rumble with the ball without having to work to get open. They used him on a variation of Yankee on the touchdown, which was a play action play, though not under center. LaFleur has found ways to manufacture play action looks. That 66-yard touchdown came off that spinner series where they faked the handoff to Jaden Reed. That caused the confusion that allowed Kraft to slip out behind. That spinner series was something they used with Malik Willis. But Kraft is producing. Dontayvion Wicks, that's another story. And with Romeo Doubs working his way out of the doghouse and Christian Watson working his way back from injury, the offense needs Wicks to get going. Last year, when Green Bay needed a critical 3rd and medium or just wanted to grab 8 yards to get back on track, they ran outs, outbreaking routes, sometimes speed outs, other times deep outs. And Love consistently put them on the money. That's been missing from this offense so far this season, at least with the ease that we saw it last year. I asked Wicks, what has to change? He's not worried.
How do you find you and Jordan on outbreakers last year? It seemed like for everybody in the offense, it was just like easy money. You haven't quite found that rhythm, not just you, but sort of everybody with Jordan on those. Is that a timing thing? Is that just like a little rust thing? Like how do you find that again?
I wouldn't really worry about it too much. That's just practice. He's just getting back. I wouldn't really worry about that too much. Because we know he can get the ball there and, we can make plays. So the time gonna come. We just got to keep, getting better for him and being faster in those routes, so we can get the ball. And help him out, because just like I said, he trusts us, so we gotta trust in ourselves to get open and make the play for him.
But Wicks is struggling with drops and inconsistencies. On the potential game-sealing throw off a double move on 3rd and 10, Wicks slowed down, then mistimed his jump and misjudged the ball. It appears on tape, if he just keeps running, it's game blouses, assuming he can make an over-the-shoulder catch. So how does he stay up? How does he stay confident? Well, I asked.
What do you do in the game if you do start to waver in that trust in yourself? Like you have a drop or something and you got to get back focused. Like, do you have a methodology? Like, how do you do that?
I got my teammates behind me, so coaches behind me. We all got coaches and teammates, that believe in each other. So it's never really a big thought because everybody believe in you. So it's the ball coming back. So I really don't really think about it. I got motivation on the sideline. Let the play, that was a mistake, go, so it don't beat you twice. And that's the model for her.
And Love echoed Wicks' sentiment. Essentially, the team, the quarterback, they've got his back.
How do you keep Dontayvion Wicks' confidence up while he's dealing with some of these drops? How talented he is, how much he's done for your team, and it just seems like he's going through it a little bit right now.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, when it comes Sunday, we just got to go out there and make plays, and that's everybody. It's not just him. It's me. It's everybody, It's all about going out there and making those plays. So I know he'll bounce back from it, and, he's proven what he can do for sure. So, the ball's going to keep coming his way, but, we just got to get back to the drawing board, work throughout the week, and it comes down to making those plays.
To close out the show, hear from the Packers Defensive Player of the Year candidate on the historic start to his season and how he can help this defense do what the offense needs to do Be more consistent. Today's episode brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is the place to find last-minute seats, and now they've made it even easier with a curation tool called Game Time Picks. Curated deals make it easier to find the best prices on great seats. They filter out the fluff to make it easier for you to find the best seats. So you don't have to filter through, thousands of tickets. You don't have to go and see everything. You can only find, or at least only see, the best possible options for you. Plus, with a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy, you know what you're getting before you show up to the venue. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Xavier McKinney's first 5 games has Packer fans talking about hallowed names in Cheesehead Nation. Charles Woodson, Reggie White, Julius Peppers, players who came to Green Bay as free agents, and in doing so, stamped those teams as contenders. Woodson and White each won a Super Bowl trophy, while Peppers came up just short. His suggestion to Morgan Burnett that he go down in the NFC Championship game did play a small role in that, but that's neither here nor there. McKinney, who came to the smallest market in the NFL from the biggest, also came to the Packers to prove himself.
But did you envision anything like this?
Of course. Before this season, I knew what I wanted to be able to get done, and I knew in order to be able to do that, I was going to have a fast start. And everything that I haven't gotten in the past, whether that's the recognition or whatever the case may be, I'm coming for all of that and more. And I'm gonna just keep doing what I do, how I work. I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. I'm gonna keep preparing the same way, and I'm gonna keep just working hard in practice, working hard in these meetings, and trying to be able to make these plays on Sundays.
And he couldn't do it without a little help from his friends. Against the Rams, Green Bay moved Keyshawn Nixon into Jair Alexander's starting boundary corner role, rotated Carrington Valentine and Eric Stokes opposite him, and replaced Nixon in the nickel with rookie safety Javon Bullard. Taking Bull's spot was fellow rookie Evan Williams, making his NFL starting debut. Each player starred in their roles. Yes, you can star as a role player. But McKinney thinks his safety roommates have true star potential.
You got Javon Bullard and Evan Williams, 2 rookies out there who can also play a little bit of everywhere just like you. Like, how much does that free you up to just make
They're special.
every play?
Yeah, they're special. Bull and Evan, both special players, a part of our special for our team, and they're gonna be special in this league. They're super smart. They're able to play wherever. They can play both safeties. They can play the nickel position. They can play the dime back position. So just that versatility between them has given us all, opportunities to be able to be in different places and make plays from different areas.
Jeff Hafley has to figure out how to get all these guys on the field at once. Edgerrin Cooper finally played meaningful reps and made an impact on 5 pass rush snaps, according to Next Gen charting. The Packers got pressure on all 5, sacked Matthew Stafford twice, including one by Cooper himself, allowed just 1 completion, which didn't even go for a first down, and it was Cooper's pressure that forced Stafford to throw it early on the decisive 4th down of the game. This version of the Packers defense makes sense. They held Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay to just 12 points, only 1 touchdown, and a per-play average under 5. That's with a first-time rookie starter at safety and another first-time rookie starter playing out of his normal position, where, again, he's a rookie. Sure, no Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp, but they play better as a group than, for example, the Bears defense a week ago, a group considered to be ahead of the Packers right now in their developmental curve. They have a similar problem as this offense. The defense is 11th in EPA per play on defense. That's where you are if you're on defense. But a mirror image, 29th in success rate. Take away turnovers and the Packers fall to 20th in EPA per play. Here's the thing. We can't just eliminate turnovers from the best team in the NFL to date at creating them. a team with the Defensive Player of the Year frontrunner on it, McKinney himself is in that position to be the Defensive Player of the Year frontrunner because all he's done is create turnovers this season. But the offense can help them too. The Packers defense thrives when ahead, when Jeff Hafley can get creative and blitzes and this group can just go hunt quarterbacks. They got 19 pressures on Stafford, according to Pro Football Focus, and 10 quarterback hits officially. They didn't put up the sack numbers they got against Will Levis, but that's in part because Stafford isn't Levis. Stafford averaged under 6 yards an attempt, and the offense found the end zone one time. If the offense can help out the defense by scoring more thanks to more consistency, it can lift the defensive efficiency as well because Hafley's group will get to play the way they are built to play. That is the essence of complementary football. All right, much more to come this week as the Packers get set for another NFC West opponent. Lily Zhao on the program tomorrow. Then we will have our crossover Thursday. An interview on Friday, I believe. We'll see what we're able to do on that one. In the meantime, follow me on Twitter, Peter_Bukowski. Follow the podcast on Twitter, Locked On Packers. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to the podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Wherever you find podcasts, you will find Locked On Packers. And on the social medias, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube. I know a lot of you do. So you can stay Locked On Packers.